Start doing the Chris Farley. Fuck you.
I should have. Honestly, I fucked up. I shouldn't have even hit it because I missed all the good ones. Uh, just a
People are gonna
little
love that. They're
just
gonna
a little
love that.
just a little coughing fit. Well, what's the problem? No big
Well,
deal.
you see,
There it is.
I'm dying. I have lung cancer, and no, that is not true. Uh,
Thanks.
I don't want to start that rumor. Um, no, we
We're
took a little hit.
we're sorry.
Okay, BP. Decided to take a little ripski right before the show, and it came back to bite us. So what we're
It's all
gonna do is
good, you know.
take another one here,
And a better one, a nice,
better one, nice smooth
nice,
one.
relaxing. Not we're not coughing. We're not coughing. We're good. This is why I just take a gummy because I would be dying if I did that. And then I'd wake up tomorrow going, why'd I do that? I feel like my throat hurts now.
I remember, uh,
When you get
I,
put in a sleeper hold.
when you wake up the next day, I remember one night when we were out, and obviously we were quite intoxicated, and I think that was the one and only time I saw you actually smoke a cigarette. You
Mm,
asked somebody for a cigarette,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
smoked a cigarette that night, and
yeah.
I remember the next day, I think I don't know if you texted us. I don't know. I don't remember if we were hanging out the next day or whatever, but I
Mm.
remember you just being like, never fucking doing that.
Oh, it's miserable.
Like, you,
Like
you were so
I
sad.
just I can't do any smoke.
You're not about the smoke life, bro. It's
No,
fine.
like but hey, once I figured out the gummies life, I'm fine. I'm
Well,
like,
this is nicotine. And unfortunately, they don't make nicotine gummies that I
uh,
would ever want.
that's true. The nicotine
So
gums to get you to stop doing it, so that's the opposite effect.
a nicotine gum is gross, dude. I
Is
tried
it
doing
really?
that for a while. Yeah, it's so bad. Um,
Was it like what like is there nicotine in the gum or is it just
yeah.
something that's supposed to like curb the craving?
No, it's there's nicotine in the gum. So like
Mm,
it's got like this weird aftertaste, and it's like it makes your mouth kind of numb.
wow, no shit.
Yeah, it's a drug.
Makes sense. I mean, all this time I'm just like, yeah, y'all got is it just pieces of orbit in that expensive
Yeah,
pack? It's just
yeah. What's
it's
look at that expensive pack of gum.
it's a big scam. It's like $40 and it's just what's the worst gum that has like no like flavor to it where like the flavor's gone instantly. I feel there's got to be
Juicy
one.
fruit. I mean, I love
Oh,
juicy fruit, but
dude, 5 seconds. I
let's
need
let's call let's call a spade here.
it's it's gone. Like it
Yep,
just yeah, it goes away.
yep. I love it for that full 5 seconds of
You're
flavor that I get, but after that, I'm just like, I guess it's time to pop another piece
hmm,
in.
hmm. I mean, speaking of gum, the wrestlers that chew gum in the ring, am I right? Um,
That was one of them.
you did that. Does it help the breathing or something when
That's
you're right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I did it. It would I would get bad cotton mouth,
Okay.
and
Oh,
that was something to prevent the cotton mouth and help my breathing. I also used to rub a bunch of Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest. Like
that
everybody else, you put baby oil on to like pop their
mhm.
muscles.
Yeah.
I'm a fat guy, so I'm like, nah, Vapor Rub, bro.
That's smart, man. That stuff works, and I feel like all the containers of Vicks Vapor Rub were made in like the 70s and 80s, and they've just been sitting
Still
in
in still in circulation.
because like I don't think I've never bought Vicks Vapor Rub, but somehow it's always just been
It's always in the
around.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just
I
like,
I've bought it a
hmm,
lot because I used to use it for
of
wrestling. But
course.
that was also like that's a big time cold cure in my house
Hmm,
growing up. Like
hmm.
if I'm sick and I feel like a chest cold coming on, and I'm going to bed, I
Open up,
lather that shit up, bro. I'm like an oily
oh,
mess.
you got to open the, yeah, but you got to open, keep
Oh
those
yeah.
sinuses open, keep them flowing, keep them
I
going.
put it under the nose too, so I really let the nose shit
Yes.
burn.
Dude,
Really let it burn.
if you're going to sleep, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Oh,
mean,
I used to do that in the ring too, actually. I used to put a little dab under my nose too.
look like you got a little, you got some cum on your face.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, especially back then I didn't I didn't have a mustache or nothing either, so it was just you just see a greasy lip.
That's it's cum butters. That's just
This is cum.
whatever the
I
fucking
still
line is from
so
the.
here's the question. How
This
did
is six.
Randy
This is a six-man tag podcast, by the way. Episode 68.
Speaking of cum,
I'm Mike. This is CJ.
what's up, everybody? It's
Um,
CJ.
And
That's all I got.
yeah, no, well, I mean, yeah, but back to the cum.
Back to
I mean,
our
yeah, like
these last two episodes leading up to this this big 69
oh,
have been quite off the rails,
if
I'd
you,
say.
I mean, if you listen last week, it was something.
What a pleasure. I
and
really enjoyed it. I can't wait to listen
and
again.
and I mean, well, I mean, I feel like it'll sound like me and Dennis came up with like a whole other podcast of that. And
Yeah.
we're definitely going to do something. It'll be on this channel. We're not going to like do something separate with it. But
Like
we're definitely
fantasy booking.
yeah. Like because like we're naming like obviously like we said a bunch of matches that could happen, but now we gotta lay out the pay-per-view, and then we got
Yeah.
to get there. You
You
can't
got 4
just,
weeks of TV to get there.
we've listen, we even talked about the typical AEW stuff just from a different perspective as we had Dennis on last week. But and I say it every time we do it on this podcast, I need the story to be entertained. So we got to do that with this.
Yeah.
I know there's historical figures on this hypothetical card, the second least likely card to happen behind the 6-9 pay-per-view.
6-9 pay-per-view. That's a prime event.
Which there was one match. Yeah. I mean, and like always, the real wrestlers will be the dark match as always.
Yes.
But yeah, the 6-9 pay-per-view less likely to happen than this historical events pay-per-view. history of the world, as we I think I called
I
it
felt
last
like we almost actually had the 6-9 pay-per-view happen.
We did. We got
felt
close.
like there was like one year where we were like, let's do this.
My absolute favorite thing that happened out of all of this was because when we all still actually used Facebook some fucking 5 whatever years ago, and I did like a fake event at the Doyen Dome, the typical what other venue would there be for this great show?
I mean, BD Arena, scenic BD Arena is always a good
but more space at the Doyen Dome to set
up. Oh, for
sure.
sure. Yeah, the Doyen Dome was.
It was the BD Arena had its charm for it was more of a hockey venue though.
Oh yeah,
more of like a small
knee
hockey
and knee hockey and mini soccer.
Yes, all that. Whereas now the Doyen Dome.
Actually, no, the Doyen Dome was perfect for the soccer.
This is true too. And Dennis would just get hit in the nuts.
Every time we played, he'd like somebody would either smoke a shot to his nuts or miss the ball and kick him in the nuts every fucking time. Like just never failed.
It's never a good day to be his hot dog.
It is a bad day to be Dennis's hot dog. What day is it today? Thursday? That's a bad day to be Dennis's hot dog. Tomorrow's Friday. It's not looking good either. Just saying. If there's one thing I know, that's somewhere in the universe, no matter how bad my day's gone, Dennis's hot dog's having a worse day at some point.
So it's so between getting hit in the balls and he's getting very comfortable with shitting in the woods. Yeah. Like he's called me and been like, yeah, I just took my post Thanksgiving dump in the woods.
Yeah, he told us about that too. In the NHL chat, he was just like, yeah, I took my post Thanksgiving dump in the woods today.
Exactly. And like,
I hope he doesn't mind this.
He'll text us
content
when he hears
creation. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. And it's really just like, I think I said to him when he called me again and said, yeah, I just shit. I'm like, do you even, I know you're in the woods and there's not a bathroom handy, but like, you're getting way too comfortable at this. Like if he, I think I told him that would be the skill he brought if he went on Naked and Afraid. Like people would ask him like, hey, can you like make a shelter? He's like, no, but I can shit in the woods.
I can shit anywhere. Anywhere you need me to shit, I'll take that dump.
And it's funny because like the few times I've watched that show, there's some dudes that go on there and they're like, well, I haven't pooped in like 10 days. Dennis, no problem.
No problem.
He won't be having any of that.
He'll be partnered with somebody who's like that, saying, well, I just can't take a shit. And Dennis is just over there bragging about it.
Yeah. He's like, hey man, can you help me with this house? No, no, I can't.
I'm sorry, I gotta go take a shit.
Just also Dennis on Naked and Afraid. How many? It's not so. It isn't. It's not like what would attack his hot dog, but how many times a day?
Ooh,
He'd have like the
yeah,
insects on it, the animals,
yeah.
any wildlife out there, reptiles,
He'd
whatever
get
would
hit
go
with like
after it.
an actual crab would pinch him somehow.
And he'd hit it like if he had to like jump over like a tree branch or something,
Oh, yeah.
like something would just physically hit it, like no matter what. Like it's just like I don't.
He sent me a video a couple weeks ago of him mountain biking where he,
Yeah.
kind of took a ramp pretty
Mhm.
badly, like the landing pretty badly,
Oh
and, like,
yeah.
and
Oh
you hear him scream in the video. He's like, oh. And my response to that was another bad day to be Dennis's hot dog.
it's always a bad day. It's always a bad day. I've literally never seen anyone get hit in the nuts more times. Which is why we said all this stuff.
It's great though. It's
Mhm.
great for comedy.
Mm. It's to the
At least
point
to the
now where
rest of us.
it's to the point now where any sports clip of someone getting hit in the nuts, we just tell Dennis, "Hey, congrats on making every pro sports league."
I said that that clip, there was a skier, an alpine skier, and he
Oh,
got
oh
hit by
yeah.
one of those little wickets there right in
Oh,
between his legs, and you hear him scream out, and I posted that in the group chat with the caption, Denny goes skiing.
yeah. Oh, it's true. It's true. Anytime anyone gets hit in the balls, it's the best when it's like hilarious on like guys getting hit in the nuts in like football or any sport, and like the announcers, ooh, everybody. And the announcers are like, doesn't like getting hit there.
No, everybody knows.
And like when it's football and someone gets hit in the nuts and they're down, you're like, oh no, did this guy tear his ACL? And then you're like,
Yeah,
no, he just got hit in the balls.
you see the replay of just him just taking a nut
Yeah.
shot, and you're just like, oh, at that,
Ah,
like, you feel relieved, but at the same time you feel
yeah.
for the guy.
Yeah. I'd be like, just break my leg. Just I'd rather.
Fuck it, end my season. It's over for me. Gonna have to head to the DL coach.
Oh my God. Just, just getting hit in the nuts isn't fun.
No,
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
no, it's not.
But man, I don't know, man. What do you want to talk about? I mean, we
Well,
could do a whole podcast on Denny's
nut
hot
shots in
dog, but
wrestling.
oh
How to
man,
take a dick kick.
how do
That's
you?
a fun day of training.
Is that you do you train for that?
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
You
what goes like
gotta you
how do you
gotta know how
train?
to throw them, and you gotta know how to take them.
Now where are you hitting a guy when if you're hitting him? Well, now
Inner
I
thigh.
okay, now and obviously I understand like the low blow where you're pretty much just like making sure you
Yeah.
make contact with
That's
his
easy.
stomach,
Yeah.
of
Of
course.
course.
But like that's the obvious one on on TV
Yeah.
when you see them like come all the way up.
Yep.
So the inner thigh, and okay, now how many times did you whoopsie and did you get whoopsied?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, you're never gonna make it through a wrestling career without getting hit in the nuts.
Oh
It's
man.
just not possible. It's just there's I mean, and I think you could say the same about a lot of sports. That's why a lot of sports, when growing up, you wear cups when you're a kid, like,
Right.
it's because you're just not going to avoid accidental nut shots.
Is there
With wrestling,
any
it's
protection while you're training for that in wrestling?
no,
Oh,
no, we're just taking stiff kicks to the dick.
god
I mean,
damn.
it's better than kicks to a stiff dick.
That your dick's broken.
Um,
But man,
yeah, no, there's a way to do it. And if that's something you're going to be doing, that's something that they'll work with
you
you
better
on
you
in
you better
training. So you
perfect
better know how to throw it. Yeah.
you better perfect that shit. I
Yeah.
don't
So
want I wouldn't
basically, you're as the kicker, you're aiming for like the inner thigh. As the kickee, your goal is to basically like give them the room to hit you in the inner thigh. So you want to make sure your legs are apart pretty good. And like right when the kick's coming up, you want to give a little hop just in case they miss. You give a little hop. One, it's a good sell. You get a little
yeah.
pop up. But two, you're giving them like a little hopefully an extra couple of inches. In my case, not much because I got these low hanging fruit, but
It's just huge balls, tiny dick.
yeah, not the wiener. It's the
I'm,
balls. It's
I'm
all
all
balls.
ball. I'm
All
all
balls.
balls. It's like it's
I'm all balls.
like a
Never got
beanbag.
hit in the dick, but I got hit in the balls a lot.
It's just a cocktail weenie with a beanbag chair in there.
Oh my god, that's a visual.
What else is there?
Oh.
Is there like training for like crotching the ropes and stuff? Like, is there like some kind of art to that, or
Oh
like
yeah, I mean, like again, like they basically just tell you kind of like
you better
try
hit
to
your thigh?
try to fall in your thighs.
Have you come down like right on your nuts on the
Oh
ropes?
yeah. Or
Ooh.
you know what's worse than coming down on your nuts? Oh, almost. I don't know, man. It's like probably just bad. So when you come down and the rope goes right between your butt cheeks, like that's just yeah.
Oh man.
You get a nice fucking rope burn right on your fucking arsehole.
Oh no. You could you could probably watch the cell and be like, you could probably tell
That's
when a dude,
legit.
like, right, you could tell when a dude's like, ooh, he's not okay. He's not okay on that one.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good either. I remember I actually worked on a spot where kind of a comedy spot where I was gonna climb to the top rope. I was gonna go try to hit like a top rope move. And me being a guy who's never been on the top rope
Mm.
before, the whole spot was that I was gonna fall off and kind of land butt first on the top
Oh
turnbuckle.
well, we were down there. We saw you do this at one show.
Yeah.
I remember
Yep.
this.
Yeah. It was one of the bigger shows, so I'm not surprised. So the first time I did that, we had to go. We did it in training. Brian
Yeah.
Johnson was just like, "This is how you're going to do it. This is how you
Right.
want to land." Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And I did it, and definitely like you get yourself like whether it's the inner thigh, whether you land a
Mhm.
little hard and you smack your nuts a little bit, like you
Oh.
definitely get yourself a little bit. But the first time I did it in the match with Knuckles, I was wrestling Knuckles.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, it was perfect. Didn't hurt myself at all. Landed right where I wanted to land, but on the turnbuckle, flip over or sit there and sell it a little bit, and then George comes over and
Right.
Knuckles and does his thing. Did it a second time, like a couple weeks after, or maybe like the next big show, whatever it
Mhm.
was. Go up for the same spot, and again, I got my manager Pat, and he's like begging me. He's like, "Don't do it," because last time it obviously ended so well.
Right.
But I go up with all the confidence in the world, fall on my butt again, and the second time I got myself bad, like on like the inner thigh with the turnbuckle,
Oh,
and like basically like had a big purple and green bruise going from like my almost to my from my groin down like halfway to my knee.
jeez.
It
That
was
makes
gross.
sense if you're hitting right there.
Yeah,
God damn.
yeah. So that was a fun one, but and I felt it too. Like like you hit it immediately, and you're just like, oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be a brute. That's gonna be nasty.
My God.
There was like a cut there too, but like it wasn't like deep or anything gross, but like it was just like I really fucked myself up on it.
That's wild. I mean, I guess I would have never thought for low blow training. And
Yeah,
here you learn something, the knowledge on this podcast, the education,
that's what we aim for, right? We're trying to
the
teach the people,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we're trying to show the world how the wrestling works. Yeah, no, that's not what we're about.
Yeah, but
We're
that's not what
about
we're doing
we're
at all.
about dick jokes and
Yeah,
and fantasy booking here.
yeah. That's what we're devolving into, but I love it. Um,
Yeah.
what other I mean,
Kid
I
Rock,
wouldn't say
baby.
are there any other famous nut shots in wrestling? Like what are some
Oh my
I'm
god, yeah, there are. Come
trying to
on. I
think.
mean,
Well,
like Shinsuke's had like 4 of them alone.
oh, that's true.
Um,
I would say the first one that comes to mind for whatever reason, it's like Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe trying to low blow China. And then it's like, oh,
oh yeah,
nope.
yeah, that was good. Yeah. I miss the Stooges, man. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
One that comes to mind to me, oh wait, no, never mind. I take it back.
Hmm.
Thought it was a low blow. It wasn't. I was thinking of something else. Um, I was gonna mention the Shield, but Seth hit him with a chair.
Oh,
He didn't hit him
that
with
was a
low blow.
chair.
Yeah, that was a chair. So, but no, there's got to be. There's been so many times where I feel like sometimes obviously we see it coming like a
Yeah.
mile away.
Right.
I'll tell you one that I didn't see coming at all that I thought was brilliant: Jericho and Shawn Michaels.
Mm, yeah.
At the end of their feud. Well,
At
not at the end
Mania,
of their
yeah.
feud, but at the end of their Mania match where Sean, hugs Jericho.
Yep.
Jericho's like literally in tears.
Hmm.
Just wrestled his WrestleMania match with like his idol from his
Hmm.
childhood, one of his idols from his childhood. Um, I thought it was legit. I thought it was like, oh man, this is a really cool moment, like a good way to end the feud. And meanwhile, there was a
Yeah.
swerve.
And they ran it back when they did the Jericho Sammy Guevara thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what the payoff will be for it, but
Yeah.
they did it. But
AEW does a lot of that. They do
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like they've recycled a lot of older stories
yeah.
with
That was a good one though,
similar
because like
spots.
Guevara wore the same. He did up like Jericho style gear for it.
Yeah.
So like he went the full nine with it. When did they? Oh, that was at the. Never mind. That was at the Arthur Ashe stuff. I'm thinking it was at Wembley Stadium, but never mind.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I mean, they did it good. And like, man, just to go back to the Jericho HBK, just because last week we were in between our history shit, we were talking about the ruthless aggression, and just we were talking about more obscure stuff from it. Again, if you
Yeah.
go back and listen for what it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Really,
man,
really obscure.
oh, you're not kidding. But yeah, man, that Jericho HBK, just like for that time, like I don't know if that story would have had a chance to play itself out, Attitude Era, or at least it wouldn't have been showcased like that, probably. I
Probably
mean,
not, but I will say that I do think that that's one of my favorite feuds in
mm-hmm,
wrestling.
mm-hmm.
That's definitely one of I mean, Shawn, it's no secret. Anybody who listens to the show knows what a Shawn Michaels mark I am. Not even hiding that. But and I've also been a very big Jericho mark my whole
Right.
life too. But um that feud was it was just so well done. What was it? No Mercy when they had the ladder match?
Wait, I'm forgetting the year. Was it like 09 or something or 08?
You're asking the wrong guy. Skyler would fucking know right now,
I know.
but
But because your figure, it's WrestleMania 19 is 2003. So they're feuding 02 to 03. And then to
mhm,
revisit it, 5 or so years later, whatever it was, is just, and to have it be even better the second time around is
yeah,
like crazy. Cause how often's that happen? Probably maybe some Roman Reigns stuff this time around. But aside from that, I can't think of any time a big rivalry when you revisit it where it's better than the original.
yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, and I think that kind of goes to say, um, how again I'm gonna kind of be a little bit of a mark here, but I feel like just Shawn Michaels just got better and better. Like he was like fine wine, man. He just got better and
Yeah.
better throughout his career. When he first came back, I felt like he was already doing, within the first couple years, I felt like, man, he's putting on better matches than he did
Hmm.
before he left with the back injury. This is amazing. And then as it got even closer towards the end, just like the stories that he told, the feuds that he had,
Hmm.
the legends that he worked with, everything that he did with the Undertaker for 2 years, through actually like 4 years basically,
Or
if you
yeah.
count the Triple H years.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like all that stuff that he did, the Ric Flair,
Mm.
retiring Ric Flair,
Yeah, of course.
um, the feud with Jericho, the feud with Triple H was early on, but they always had the DX run and everything else that went on afterwards. So it's like I just felt like everything he did just kept getting better and better, and then he left on top. I felt like he
Yeah.
still could have went. Like he wasn't slowing down. Like we saw the like kind of the degression of the Undertaker at the
Yeah.
last few WrestleManias, where we were kind of at the point where we were like, dead man, it's time to hang him up, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever got that from Shawn. We never saw him miss a step. And to see him kind of go out in his prime, not, hard to say his
Yeah.
prime, obviously he was getting older at that point, but like to see him go out when he was still putting on such great feuds and matches and programs,
Hmm.
um, that, that was tough for me. I really
I
wanted
would.
him to win that match. I wanted him to break the streak. Like
I
I was
know.
like, we all knew he was retiring. That was what all the dirt sheets were saying. This is Shawn's last match. There was like part of me that was just hoping, like, I hope it's all just a big swerve. I
I
really
mean,
want this
and
just to be a big
because it's
swerve.
wrestling, it's very. This is why it's like so hard to believe
Yeah,
anything, even if wrestlers say. Because really, it's like the never say never cliche is true though.
yeah, which
But
is true. He came back for a great match with DX and the Brothers of Destruction.
I was just gonna bring this up. I was like, I mean, he never had a bad match until he was dragged out of retirement by the Saudis
Yeah,
and their money.
and their money.
I don't
And
blame him.
Sean was the best part of that match.
That's
And he's
true.
been retired for years. And he was literally the best. He had to carry Triple H because he got hurt in the first 30
Yeah.
seconds.
Yep.
So he literally had to carry that match for one. But Kane has slowed down. He wasn't working. Undertaker, we had seen for years, had been not the guy that he
Undertaker's had
was.
some rough ones in Saudi, not through his fault, because that Goldberg one
The
that he
Goldberg
had.
one is brutal. But again, Goldberg had a concussion. So,
Mhm.
and he's Goldberg.
Right.
Bro, that's a double whammy. You have to deal with
Yeah.
Goldberg and a concussed Goldberg.
Right.
Oh, you're
Because what
fucked.
was it? Because he almost fucking dropped him on his
He
head
almost
doing
killed him on the jackhammer.
jackhammer. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
He
like,
almost killed him.
man, it's funny because you very rarely see any wrestler be like visibly mad after a match. And
Yeah.
it's like, did you ever have like some bad ones where like not you'd show the emotion in the ring, but do you ever have like bad ones, whether it's your fault or who you're working with, where you have to just like try and hide your emotion while you're like in the ring, but you're like
100%.
pissed at the guy.
100%. You get, you have almost those Randy Orton moments where you just want to yell at the guy. Fucking
Oh,
stupid. It really gets like that. And I'm not gonna name names because I'm not trying to bury anybody. I don't know if any of the guys that I would talk about are still working anyway, but I'm not gonna bury anybody.
Yeah, of course
But
not.
there was definitely times. And trust me, I'm sure people probably could say the same about me, especially in my greener years.
Right.
But there was definitely guys that I could not stand working with, that I knew that every time I got in the ring with them, some spot was going to get fucked up. And I was just going to have to deal with it and hope that I can fix it on the fly. And, I was never let down. Something always ended up happening. I was always fucking right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was one opponent in particular I was so fed up with that, I think, I can't remember
like you'd see you're working and just instantly be like, how am I, what's going to happen now type shit.
Exactly. And I remember there was one guy that I had really this feeling about, because like every time we got in the ring, something got fucked up. And I don't remember how I reacted in the ring or how I might have been disguising any frustration I might have had. But I can tell you that when we got to the back, like this is probably maybe the fourth or fifth match where something went wrong or something happened. And I fucking screamed him out in the dressing room. And I was just like, bro, this happens every time we wrestle. Like I called him out, and I was just like, this is, it's ridiculous. I was like, if you say you're going to do something, learn how to do it, because there was like things that like he would try to do that he just didn't either know how to do, or by the time we would get to that spot, he'd be so gassed he wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
And I was just like, if you're going to set up a spot, do the fucking spot. Like I can't be bumping and selling for you when you're not even fucking hitting me with your spots or whatever. It's just stupid shit like that. But it just got to a point where I was so frustrated that I just let him have it as soon as we got to the back.
Makes sense. Understandable.
Yeah. And I've been reamed out before too. Like I said, there was guys that I might have fucked something up on and they get pissed about it, or there might have been trainers of mine that didn't like how something went and they'll yell at me about it when we get to the back.
Right.
So it's it was stuff like that. But you're always going to go through that in your greener years anyway.
No, I'm sure it's
nobody comes in fucking perfect. That's for sure.
Right. Like you don't think about it when it's like, oh, why are guys yelling? Why are guys mad? And it's like, well, because like this dude's going to get hurt if from this dude fucking something up type shit. So you're going to be pissed about it.
Yeah, no, that's when it came to like big stuff like that, especially, like minor things, like whatever, like you're going to get probably yelled at from some people. You're going to get frustrated about it from other people.
Right.
But yeah, like the big mistakes, like when you do something unsafe, that's bad. It's a big no-no, because we're all there to protect each other. Like you said, it's our job to protect each other, because if you don't have a partner that is able and willing to protect you, you're going to get hurt.
Right.
There's just no way around it. It's very easy to get hurt when you think that you have a willing partner who isn't, or capable, whatever.
Right.
I got injured taking a hip toss. I injured my shoulder very badly, where I missed, I separated my AC joint. I ended up missing 3 months of my actual job work. I ended up missing 6 months in the ring, I believe.
Jeez.
Because I got dropped shoulder first on a hip toss from a guy who probably had no business throwing a hip toss.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's like you can only do so much. You need the fucking help to rotate so you can land on your back.
Yeah. It's the whole thing, and the way, the way we were trained and everything else. When you go for a hip toss, you're not jumping and flipping over. You're jumping straight into the air,
right?
Posting and letting him carry you over.
Mm-hmm.
My opponent slipped, basically fell down as soon as I jumped, and I just came basically right down to my collarbone. I didn't break my collarbone, but I separated my AC joint in my shoulder because I came down shoulder first.
Damn.
Yeah, I ended up needing surgery on the same shoulder years later. After getting into an altercation at work, but
right. I remember that.
It wouldn't surprise me if some of that damage was caused from.
Well, I was going to say, because obviously I remember that with the shoulder, but didn't even think of something prior. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I ended up missing like 6 months in the ring, and then when we came back, we had an I Quit match that was actually pretty fun. I hit him with a case of soda. Like literally, I took one of the kids. Like we were just rolling around the ring, and fucking, I was hitting him with this, hitting him with that, throwing him with post. And I ran over the snack bar, just picked up a case of Sprite and just hit him over the head with it, and it exploded. All the cans went everywhere. Fans were picking them up and just drinking them. I got to the back after the match, and Jim Molyneux, who owned the building and bought all the concessions and stuff like that, former ECW referee.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the back, he looks at me, he goes, "Match is great. You owe me a case of Sprite."
I was gonna say, were you then? Yeah.
Which I brought next week.
That's
week
12.
when we went down.
Listen, that's $12.
Yeah, it's especially when you're selling them for like dollar. Dollar.
I imagine $1 a can. Ooh, that's a bargain in this economy.
In this economy,
that shit would be
in this economy.
That shit would be $2 today.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
God damn it. Such a good fucking show.
I just watched it. I just went through it, and like when I say I watched it, it was like mostly like the kind of background noise, like whatever show that I had on. But like,
I mean, this whole episode's been about hot dogs, and he has a whole sketch where he's a fucking hot dog, which is funny.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this.
Dude, it's so like, because like I remember I saw the meme before I saw the show.
Me too.
Right. Yeah. So then like once you see it, you're like, okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah. And it's pretty good too. It's pretty funny.
Such a good show. Holy fuck. But
reminds me of Tim and Eric.
Right. Because it definitely has touches of it. And obviously, Tim Heidecker's in like a handful of sketches.
Yeah.
When he's the doctor, when about like the heart drug or whatever the fuck it is, and just turns into talking about clubs. Like, it's so fucking stupid, but it's so goddamn funny.
Yeah. If in case you're ever wondering where we get our fucking humor from on this show, like
right,
our fucking how we're always throwing out these stupid jokes and references. If you watch that show or Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job, you could pretty much get where we get like our goofy, stupid sense of humor from.
I love when there's just stupid shit. It's probably why I love that the stupid shit gets over in wrestling all the time, because it's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's just so funny. It's like not to diminish, people's work or anything like that, but sometimes people try so hard to get shit over. And like
and then Santino Morella's getting 15 minutes of TV time every week.
Yeah, or just like, or fucking what has been over for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I love Santino, by the way. That is not a knock on Santino. Like his whole career, I was a fan. I love the comedic. I love the comedic baby face that he did. I love the comedic heel that he did. I thought he was great either way. And I mentioned this in the group chat the other day, and I don't think a lot of people know this. Has one of the most successful finishers in all of wrestling.
The
Cobra has like a 99% kill rate. Like it is the success rate of the Cobra is basically, it's pretty much just as high as the 3D at this point. Probably maybe even higher at this point.
Who's kicked out of it?
Mae Young, maybe. I don't I have
Understandable.
no idea.
Understandable.
No, I have no idea.
And that one year
That's a show we should do. We should do a show on protected finishers because there's a lot of
that'd be
good
a good one.
protected finishers out there.
That would be a good one. And then obviously we can delve into how that's not the case today. It used to be. We can get into it when we do that episode in the future. What else do I gotta say about Santino? And then that one year where like you were convinced where he had like this outside shot to win the Rumble. That one year where
and
he
the
was
elimination chamber too. There was
Yeah.
like 2 times. There was like 2 times in my life where I was like, they might give it to Santino here.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember, I think I might have even said those exact words probably to you while we were at Buffalo Wild Wings watching these things.
Yeah.
I think I might have turned to you at some point during some of these matches.
They're gonna do it.
I'm like, they might give it to Santino here.
They might
like
just
they
do
might
it.
actually give it to Santino here. When he got to heads up in elimination chamber, I was starting to believe, man. I really was. Like, I thought that was like a Kofi Mania type moment where we were like witnessing like this dude just get pushed literally by the crowd into a title.
And what year was the Rumble when who won when he was like the last one thrown out?
I can't remember.
I know. I wish I could. I'm just drawing a blank. But they had you believe in it a little bit.
A little bit. They had me. I wish. I love Santino.
And it's funny because, like, then all the IWC who we dislike would have been like, this is ridiculous.
It's worse than David Arquette.
Yeah, it's just like, relax, buddy. It's entertaining as shit. Relax.
Yeah. Santino was always entertaining, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's always entertaining. From his first appearance where he came out and wrestled Umanga coming out of the Milan crowd.
Umanga. I'll never say
kept up that Italian gimmick for what, like 10 years?
Yeah, and it's just very funny because he's just Canadian.
Yeah. But he kept up that terrible Italian accent for 10 years just because they crowd picked him they planted him in a crowd in Milan, Italy.
Yeah. Would the Santina stuff have gotten over today even more?
I don't know. Maybe actually, I was gonna say no at first, but maybe
I feel like
today it would.
I feel like they wouldn't have done it today, which is very funny because that feels like it was like 5 years ago, but I know it was like 10 or more. But like, I wonder, could they have gotten away? Like, could he still have been funny enough today to be like, still get away with it and be like, no, what do you mean? Of course, I'll win the women's title and whatever else he did.
I mean,
the Divas title, excuse me.
It's not like he was playing Santino being like a crossdresser or
right. Yeah.
He was playing a sister.
Yeah.
So he was playing a different character. So I think, like, if anything, like, there's kind of like your loophole from controversy in a way.
That's true.
Is because he's playing a different character to basically try to get a title opportunity. That being said, there are a lot of people within the community today, not to get too overly controversial here. There are a lot of people in the country today and in the world today who are saying that that's kind of exactly what's going on with some of these trans athletes and stuff. So I'm not going to give my opinion on it one way or the other.
I'm fucking not.
No, but I'm just saying there are a lot of people who are saying that, like, that this is exactly kind of how they feel about trans athletes in sports. So, it's definitely a weird time, I would think, to try to do it. Like, I don't know. I feel like there'd be some people applauding it and then other people who would be extremely offended.
Buckle up, buckaroo. I know.
It's really all you could say.
Would Vito in a dress be a babyface today as opposed to a heel then?
Again, I think
it's tough to say.
It's the same.
It's tough to say. It's tough to say.
He might be.
I mean, anybody could be.
I forgot about Vito in a dress, by the way. Thank you for reminding me of that.
No problem. There's this like Disney World like Facebook page that me and Lisa are in just because people post suggestions of stuff. And he's definitely
you and your wife are Disney files for sure. Bro,
I'm
you got like Disney print in your house. Like, don't even. Yeah, as you look at it, there it is,
uh,
right there on the wall,
well this
next to the pictures of Donald Duck. They're in here.
actually no, I do. There's like, but it's more
Don't you guys
like
go to Disney like every year though? Like for
yeah,
real? Like, aren't you guys like big Disney people?
yeah. It's what yes, it's well. I mean, I only am because of her. I never even went before I met her.
Yeah, sure.
But you know,
Slave to the mouse.
I just took. Are the Jews gone yet? Put me back in.
Oh my god. Now we're taking a left turn. Yeah, in case you didn't know, Walt Disney was a huge anti-Semite, but
It
yeah.
was a Family Guy joke.
Yeah, as I Mike, can you hear that? I can hear us being canceled right now.
No, Skylar's on the show. It's fine. Oh, he's not here though, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
So it
so it's
won't.
worse.
It's worse now. Shit. Fuck.
It's worse that you brought him up while he's not here.
That's what we do.
That's why it's worse.
That's what I do.
God. Oh my god. Did you hear the latest episode of Six Man Tag? They talked about trans athlete and the Jews. Canceled.
God
If
damn
I
it.
got you to spit take on camera,
It would have been seltzer too. Not it wouldn't have been a good time. Would have been some good
oh,
old black cherry seltzer coming out of my
I got some bubbly
nose.
seltzer right now.
Oh, that's a good one.
I do like the bubbly.
These were
I used to get the polars all the time, but like I would end up opening them. I'm like way far away
Yeah.
from the mic. I would
Mhm.
end up opening them, drinking like half of them, and
I
then like
know.
the other half would go flat before I'd get to it. So I just started getting like the canned ones instead.
No, and well, I mean, these were like I think these were 57 cents at Stop and Shop. So I bought like
That's why I used to get them because they're so cheap.
I know. So I'm just like I guess I'll buy like 10 of these because
Yep.
sure.
I
But
used to do that. Yeah, when I
yeah.
when I lived with Jake, I used to get
Mhm.
because he used to buy seltzer all the time. He would get the Schweppes, and
Yeah.
I would get the Polar, so we would know who's.
Oh, there you go. Smart. That's
And
smart.
and yeah, I would always get them like 10 at a time because they were always doing a sale where it's like you
Yep.
buy 10, you get them for like 40 cents each or
Yeah,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I was hence I'm drinking the liter bottles. But yeah, fucking I don't even know what we were talking about. We just
Yeah, we've gone off the rails here, bro.
oh sorry, Disney. I don't even remember. I'm like, yeah, we're in Disney because I'll be at the fucking Royal Rumble while we're down there, just because we just so
Oh yeah, that's
happen
right.
to
That's
just
right.
so happen to be going the same exact
Yeah,
time.
just so happened. It wasn't planned at all.
It wasn't.
Lisa, if you're listening, definitely wasn't planned.
It wasn't.
Oh,
No, I'm not like yeah, we go and it's fun, but I'm not no. Well, I said all this to say that we're in some group and Vito's definitely in that group. So he definitely also he probably lives in Florida though. But no,
probably.
I'll listen, it's like I feel like there's like a certain place. Okay. I'm trying not to be mean to fat people, but as one, I feel like I can confidently say that there's certain
As one, I give you permission.
there's just certain places you can go where you're guaranteed to just not be the fattest person there, and like like Disney's one.
Walmart at 2 a.m.
Fucking absolute wrestling
Any
shows.
Walmart, any Waffle House.
Man, that guy will fuck you up
Anytime.
though. That guy will fuck you up though. At
I've
Waffle
never
House?
been to a Waffle House actually.
Oh, you gotta
Confession
go.
time. I've never been. Yeah.
Do you have one out there? You have to.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen any out here, but I know I passed a lot on my
Mhm.
way when I was driving across the country. They're all over on the highways.
No, it makes sense, but I'm surprised
So
they have
I
to have
passed a
one in
bunch of them, but I
Vegas.
never ate at one because I've always just heard the worst things about it.
The food's fine. Like it's more if you go late at night, there might be conflict.
Conflict.
There might be a disagreement.
I mean, I remember we would see those at the good old Palace Diner from time to time. So I
Ooh,
mean,
man.
it's not that I haven't seen a dining establishment disagreement before.
Mhm, mhm.
I've seen those.
Something cheese fries.
Oh my god! I didn't know how
that's
to react to that situation at all. I was just like, yeah,
and that's
yeah,
all we
yeah.
can say about that incident.
I didn't know how to react.
This feller over here eating his cheese fries.
Yes, I am, and they're delicious.
Me?
Yeah, yeah, that's actually what I said. I was like, me?
I'm your fella? Oh, man.
That was good old Palace Diner.
Oh my God. That was
Oh,
all I could think of with that too. When I was like, wait, conflict there? Oh, it was definitely the cheese fries.
that wasn't even a conflict. That dude was friendly as fuck.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even a bad thing. It was
No,
just
I've
like,
seen actual conflict there. I've seen people throwing punches, getting
oh no
kicked out.
shit.
I've seen
In
cops called.
in the diner or in the parking lot?
Both.
Ooh. I
I
don't think
used to go there a lot, dude. Like, you got to keep in mind, I used to, I'm a former alcoholic.
Mm,
So I used to go drinking a lot, and we used to go out and eat afterwards a lot. And the place we would go usually, since Mahoney's is right down the road, was
mhm.
the Palace.
Right.
And yeah, we, me and Andy, we'd be there at like 4 a.m. most of the
Mm.
time, and with all the other drunks on the weekends and on Wednesday nights coming from karaoke.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you see all types of fucking debauchery.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
believe it. I'm pretty sure I saw a guy getting head in his car
Oh, that was me.
once leaving. Oh man. I'm not going to get into any stories I want to get into. I'll leave it at that. I think you know where I was probably heading with that, but I'll stop.
Go find CJ.
Um
Oh my god.
the only thing I'll
Oh,
say is whenever I hear that one Spanish song on the radio all the time, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, you hate it for reasons, but and which makes me laugh every time I hear that song come on for that.
those are the reasons too.
Hmm.
Fuck this song.
Yeah. I forget what
I
it's
was
called, but
I
you know what I'm
was
talking about.
I was sexually assaulted to that song.
There it is. And we'll leave it at that.
I will leave it at that.
And again, which is why I chuckle at that song every time, especially when you have to hear it too. It's very funny.
Especially when you have to hear it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I'll CJ sitting through this.
Exactly.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. I also
I feel like
enjoy seeing
we messed
my
up by
friends
not
squirm.
we messed up by not making sure every like wedding we were all at together it was played.
My brother does that with fucking Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, because
Ugh.
he knows I hate that song. So every time there's a party or any time of get together and there's a DJ, he always requests them to play Wake Me Up Before You Go Go.
We also always every party. I mean, I'm just switching. Is one of us?
See that.
We usually will change. Take over the whatever device and just put on the "Look at All Those Chickens" Lil Wayne remix. That but the but the 10-hour loop.
My brother put on a 10-hour loop of Look at All Those Chickens at a Hooten's party, and it played for like a good like hour and a half before anybody fucking noticed. It was like a Halloween party. Everyone was like outside because it was like it was fall weather, but it was like nice. We had like probably a fire going and shit. We're all like chilling on the porch, and you could just hear from the living room because that's where the speakers were. Look at all those chickens. And it's just going for like an hour. And I noticed it. I noticed it pretty early. I was like, I'm not saying shit. I want to see how long this goes for. That shit played for like an hour and a half before I think like Vicky was just like, what are we listening to?
Ah, that makes me so happy. Because dude, like the longer it would go, like the more time I would just be on the floor dying
Yeah.
at each one.
Yeah, he put it on at the Hootens. Like it was like
Oh
either a
man.
Halloween party or a summer party, some shit like that. We were all
Yeah.
outside, so
Yeah.
it might have been a summer party.
Oh my God.
Oh, so funny. My my brother playing Seabat and doing
Oh
his thing
man.
to your face. That's another good gag that we got going on for a while.
Dude, it makes it so much funnier when that Reddit thing came out of the guy having sex to the beat of that song.
Oh yeah.
It made it like I would like because the first time I heard of that was it was like a TikTok with the reading the story, and then it played Seabat at the end. I fucking almost threw my phone across the room. I was laughing so hard when I heard it, because it just built it up. It's like, yeah, this guy had to have sex to this song, and he would bang at the rhythm to the song, and then like not knowing what the song is, and then it's
Yeah.
fucking Seabat, and it's so funny. Oh
The
my
best
god.
part about the Seabat bit is when it just comes on and all eyes in the room just drift to my brother
Yeah.
because we all know what's happening. And the first thing you see is him just doing the shoulder movement where he's just
Oh,
like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." That's the best part of the whole bit. 'Cause it's
so good.
it's like watching the shark like just like approach from the water. You just see the fin
Oh
above
my
water,
god.
and you know whatever's going on below is going to be way worse.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking funny.
Never fails.
Oh god damn,
Oh,
it's so funny, man. God, all the inside shit is so fucking stupid. It's the best.
nobody
There's
knows what
just
we're talking about right now. We're
there's
doing it.
we're doing it right now. I think this whole podcast is for like 12 people.
Yeah, and only like 2 of them will listen.
It is what it is. They're missing out on this one. Oh my
Well, I
god.
don't know, man. You posted that preview clip in the group chat the other day, and that was hilarious, man. So people, our
I'll have
friends,
to.
some of our non-wrestling friends might start actually
I hope so.
paying attention.
I hope so.
This is an
God,
episode for them for sure.
yeah, no. Yeah, we'll get back to it. This was episode 68. I think let's wrap it up, because I think
Yeah.
I think we did a
We're
good
getting off the
job.
rails anyway. We tried to keep it to wrestling for a while, and now it's like
It just,
we're
but
at
like,
the point it's just not possible.
me and Dennis talked about the Undertaker versus the Pope and other shit for over an hour.
Yeah.
So and I feel like if you stumbled across this pod, like if this happened on like one of like the popular wrestling podcasts, like what, I don't know, whatever the most listened to ones are, maybe the Conrad Thompson ones or whatever else, but if that was like 2/3 of the podcast, there would be outrage. This is what you record. Like, you'd have half people where it's like a sports radio show when people call in when the host spends 5 minutes talking about like a movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then you have the people that complain about, I need to hear about what happened in the game for all 5 hours of your show. And it's just like, you can't do it.
But what was Tommy DeVito's completion percentage?
Can you keep saying it, please? Like, don't you dare speak another word. You could have filled that 3 minutes with more sports. God damn it. I'm from the South, apparently.
Ridiculous. Like, especially like if you're a loyal listener to a product,
Yes.
and you get to know the people and the characters they are, aren't you at least like kind of interested in like hearing about some of the inside jokes and the personal stories? Like I am.
Right.
Like I was a guy, I listened to a lot of Howard Stern in my 20s, basically. When I was working in the jail, I had Sirius XM radio in my car, would listen to Howard Stern on my way to work. And when you listen to Stern every day and you get to know all these different goofy characters on the show, and then they start talking about like, hey, what'd you do last week? Oh, well, Robin went out to dinner. She had a date with whoever, or, Baba Booey went and did this at some art museum, or what, like whatever it is. I enjoy those stories. I want to hear those about because these are characters that I listen to every day. I don't know. It's just, I never understood how people just get so upset about people just being people on air.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very, and especially something like morning radio, all that shit gets so overproduced anyway. Whenever they have 5 minutes to just talk, it's at least like, oh wow, they can actually do it. But even like, I don't know, man, there's podcasts I listen to where like, sure, there's a topic for the show, but like they just banter for an hour and then get into it. It's like, it is what it is.
Well, listen, if we are going to sprinkle some crack on this and wrap it up.
Yeah, let's get the plug out there.
We do have to talk a little bit.
Oh, we do.
About the next episode because
this one, folks. Well, this one was 68. Last week was 67. What comes next?
That means we have finally made it, folks. The big 69th episode extravaganza.
Very excited.
I don't want to overpromise here.
No, because we might have nothing.
We might have a big nothing burger for you. Who knows?
Yeah.
No, but we are really trying hard to get some guests.
Yes.
It might even there's even talks about it possibly even being a two-part episode,
It may
69
be.
part 1, 69 part 2. You know,
It's very it's very
you do
possible.
need 2 to 69. That is a fact. So if you need some logic to go with that, there it is.
Marilyn
Um,
Manson can do it on his own, right? Is
that's the rumor.
that was the rumor from my junior high.
I saw you see that tweet. It's like a meme where it was just like, I can't believe without the internet, we had a whole generation of kids in every elementary school in America to all believe the same rumor.
It was true. The same the same school rumors were Marilyn Manson had a rib removed so he could suck his own dick, and
Yep.
that the top floor of every school it does in fact have a pool.
Yep. Yeah, my junior high, that was the rumor in the junior high that there's a
That's
pool up in the bell tower. Why
yep.
would there be a pool in a bell tower? Who
Don't
knows?
don't worry about it. It's there. You get up there.
It's there though.
I feel like yeah, every kid got with that.
But yeah, so it might be a two-parter. We're definitely gonna have some guests. Whatever we
Yes.
got to do, we'll like if we gotta suck some dick to get
Dennis.
some people on the show. We'll get some
It's
people
just
on the show.
yeah, we'll
But
do our thing.
we'll do what we got to do. But
Yeah.
we're kind of hoping to have some special surprises for you guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Perhaps some special guests from past episodes come back to talk to us again. Really excited about it. Like, you know, obviously it's a big goof.
Yeah.
You know, the big joke, episode 69.
Yeah.
Woohoo. But it pops us. So
Yeah.
that's what we do on this
It's all
show.
that
We do
counts.
things to pop ourselves. So that's
Yeah.
really all that matters. But
Mhm.
while we say that though, we are putting effort into it, is my point. Is that we're gonna
Yes.
try and do something a little special for you guys.
Yes.
For those of you who listen, we appreciate it. You know, it's not 100 episodes. Everybody does their special on 100 episodes. That's fucking
It's
cliche. We're
played
doing
out.
it at 69. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So stay tuned next week, perhaps the week after it too, for hopefully some surprise guests, some good stories, lots of jokes, and we'll get back to the wrestling while we're at it
The
too.
wrestling. Yeah, we do have some shows coming up. Again, I can't promise certain episodes, certain shows, but we got ECW Heatwave 99, I believe, in the chamber.
Yep.
The year of the big Dudley's promo.
Yep.
The one that was in Ohio.
We got that again.
We got that coming down. I know I have to rewatch some stuff, make some notes. Remember, when you watch those when we recap those shows, we have notes. We prep.
Yeah, we prep.
I want to do I put it in our group chat. I want to do TNA Unbreakable 2005, which is main evented by AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe. Probably like TNA's most, one of their best matches they ever in their history.
Which that'll be fun for me because I was not a TNA guy, so that'll be a whole new pay-per-view for me.
Very funny. So. 3 guys still active 18 years later.
Yeah.
So
it's wild,
right? But I want to rewatch that because I feel like that pay-per-view is sort of forgotten besides that big triple threat match. I'm not too familiar with the rest of the card, but the show's also for free on YouTube, so it's an easy thing for us to watch and watch in full and report back on. See, does the show hold up? I believe Raven against Rhino was their NWA world title match at the time. So an interesting TNA had some interesting times, but I do want to go rewatch that show.
It's kind of good timing for that too, because I don't know. I'm imagining you've heard about this by
now.
Yes. But Impact is actually changing their name. They're going back to TNA. So why not watch an old TNA pay-per-view?
It was probably smart because people know that.
Yeah.
I think people look at Impact as maybe it's different. Is it what is it? Yeah. Just nope. TNA. I love it.
And they're just going to call the show Impact again, like how they used to do, which I think is smart. You know, obviously you're going to keep that
brand. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the move to TNA, to your point, I think that's a good move. Yeah. It sounds more like a wrestling company than Impact. You know, like most of the wrestling companies we know are famous for having 3 letters in the title. So
no, right. Why not? Everyone else still does.
Yeah.
But I do want to watch that. And I do want to watch that for one more reason, because it'll give us an excuse to talk about the alpha male Monty Brown, which is funny enough. Dennis brought this up last week when he just said the name Marcus Corvon, which he went by for his brief time in WWECW. But but like, just that guy was awesome in TNA. Even if you go back and just watch some of the promos he did, some of the matches he did, former football player, just big guy, probably should have been the world champ at the time.
Hot
But
take.
he wasn't.
Always hated his finish.
I get it, but
I hate the pounce. I think it's the dumbest finish in wrestling.
See, I like it. I like the power behind it. I like its effectiveness. I get why people don't, but I was a fan of it, and I feel like he not. He could. I think he's one of those guys that could have been a big star and just wasn't. But it'll give us an excuse to talk about him.
To his credit, I will say that I think it works better with the 6-sided ring than the 4-sided ring.
Ooh, this is true. And we haven't really brought up the 6-sided ring stuff. So we'll have to get into that, because they still had it when they did this pay-per-view. So we can get into that stuff. Did you ever wrestle on a 6-sided ring?
No. Never even seen a 6-sided ring.
Okay. I was gonna say, I didn't know if you had if some random show had one or something.
No.
Okay.
No, I've wrestled in some pretty raggy rings. I've wrestled in some nice rings. But I've never wrestled in a 6-sided.
I'm sure Jim Molyneux had a tippy top ring.
The OTW ring wasn't too bad, actually.
All right.
It definitely wasn't the best, but I've wrestled in rougher rings than that. The thing I actually liked about the OTW ring was that it was probably, and maybe this is just because it's the ring I wrestled the most on, but it was the ring that felt most like a wrestling ring to me. It had natural ropes instead of cables, wood planks, styrofoam over the wood planks as the padding, and then there was like an extra layer of what is it? Some kind of foam or whatever. And then a canvas. And then like it wasn't overly padded. You felt your bumps, you felt the wood planks, you can hear them. Obviously, you came to the show.
Right,
it was a loud ring. It was a nice loud ring that made loud bumps. So to me, that always just felt like the most natural ring.
Right.
But
you guys didn't have to mic the ring, obviously. That shit was just you guys.
It was loud. It's super loud, yeah. Not that we had the capabilities to be miking.
No, right. Like, of course not. But listen, maybe you
we didn't have speakers piping in sound. That's for sure. We didn't even have entrance music.
That's true. Yeah, Boomer the announcer. Sometimes it was a little rough hearing his.
Boomer, I fucking missed that kid. My son. That was my adopted son.
Facts. Oh man. But yeah, we definitely want to rewatch that. Got some other stuff. It's wrestling. There's thousands
I got a bunch of
thousands
OTW DVDs. You want to go back? Oh,
some of those shows,
shit shows.
Some of those shows were good back in the day. Like they'd hold up. 10 years later.
The shows are great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all of my best matches, I don't have DVDs for. I feel like all the ones that I have are like
they were just
from when I was super new.
Oh, yeah.
And then even the ones that like came a little later, they just like weren't like my best matches or angles. Like I just feel like I do have one match that I got on my own camera, which was the triple threat match with me, Andy, and Adam, where we actually swerved my brother into thinking I was going to win the title.
Oh, I remember this.
Yep. That was I have that on camera somewhere. But
nice.
That was one of my proudest moments when my brother told me, he's just like, I seriously thought you were going to win the belt for a second. Like, I was just like, I fucking got you motherfucker.
That's the point.
Yeah, because I mean, like, let's face it, you guys came to a lot of my matches. How many times did you guys see me win? So
not a lot.
So for him to actually think like, oh my God, I thought you were going to win the title. Like that means that we did our job. We did a good, we did a good swerve there. We did a good little.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get this rolling.
Yeah, let's get the plugs out
in a couple hours.
Oh shit, yeah. Let's get the plugs out. 6 Man Tag Podcast on Instagram, 6 Man Tag on Twitter. Although fuck it, YouTube 6 Man Tag Podcast. You're watching us now. If you're listening, go YouTube, subscribe right there. Subscribe, do it. Again, if you're listening to us on video, you go, oh man, I got to drive. I want to listen to more audio. You can get it. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, 6 Man Tag Podcast. Follow, subscribe, download, do whatever the fuck you got to do to get those podcasts on your phone, into your ears. Do it. And that's the number 6. You fuckers.
Oh, very important.
Don't
Fuck
you?
yeah.
I dare you to type the word 6. Come at me with it. It's the number 6. Anyway, CJ, where can the folks find your stuff?
Oh man, you could find me at the Paperweight Project. That's where we'll be doing our music thing. SoundCloud.com/the Paperweight Project, or you can go to Linktree/the Paperweight Project. It's got all my links for my SoundCloud, my YouTube channel, as well as a few episodes of the Paperweight Broadcast, which was a show I did with my good friend John Hooten. We have not done any episodes in quite a while. You only got like 6 episodes up, but if you want to listen to them, there's some good goofs in there and laughs, and it is something that we'll kick back up in the future. I got to stop working nights, man. This whole night job thing's killing me. So, once I can get back on like a regular schedule, maybe we'll start that show up again. But in the meantime, check out the music, follow the SoundCloud, follow the YouTube channel, and stay tuned because as I said last week or 2 weeks ago, I have been writing some in the beginning stages of writing some stuff, so getting some ideas and stuff. So hopefully get myself back into recording some of these ideas, and we'll have some new songs coming out for you soon. Actually, I have a few in the chamber that I just really need to remix, and then I was thinking about releasing a few of those
Let's do it
very soon. So
let's do it.
Yeah, I just want to put a little final touches on them, and then
Yeah.
I might be getting some of those out. So
let's do it. You upload that shit.
there you go. So you know what? You guys go follow it now. Be ahead of the curve because there's some new stuff coming down the pipe. You want to be there for it. Been running this gag for about 2 years now. So
it's gonna happen. Give the people what they want.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, that's for plugs. Hey, Skylar would be back next time. We missed you today, but hey, understandable. Everyone's got shit. But this is a good one. This is a funny one, man. I'm thrilled with this one.
I'm gonna enjoy listening to it. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, this was we've had a couple fun ones in a row. But hey, we'll get back to some serious wrestling. No, we won't. We tell dick jokes every time we do this shit. Sometimes they're just more structured. This whole episode was about hot dogs, though. That's going to be the title of it. Something
hot dog.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh man.
Or just title it "It's a Bad Day."
You can name it Dennis's Starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Oh God, I'm done. And with that, that's CJ. I'm Mike. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time. Bye.